Rob?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Okay.
Heads, thank you. So heads? Tails. Yeah, we got a ball, thanks. This is heads. Yeah, we'll have a ball, thanks.
What do you think about this pitch? How do you think it'll play?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm taking a bit of a gamble having a ball first. It's probably a bit unconventional, but we've got 3 quicks and I feel as if India haven't played a lot of test match cricket recently, so we'll try and put them under pressure first up.
You've said all along that you wanted to attack with the quickies more so than a lot of spin?
Yeah, well, it depends on the pitch. I mean, if the pitch is going to turn a lot, we'll probably play 2 spinners, but I believe there's probably going to be a bit of bounce in, a bit of sideways movement. At least that's what we're hoping for.
Yeah. And Mark, how's his hand, and will he field in the slips?
He probably won't field in the slips, but he's generally pretty good, but we'll try and protect him a little bit there.
Okay,
yeah.
Good luck then.
Thanks, sir.
Saurav, how do you read the pitch?
Yeah, we would have batted first.
Yeah.
It looks it's going to turn. We would have batted first as well, so I don't mind losing the toss.
Were you tempted to play the leg spinner?
I was, but this wicket helps a bit in the morning, so we had to play Ajit.
Yeah. And is it a bit of motivation to try and break this winning sequence of the Australian team?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a new series. We won here before when they've toured here, so we're looking forward to that.
All right, good luck then.
Thanks. Sir.
So Steve Waugh has sent India in, a most unusual decision in this part of the world, and India with some very talented players. Tendulkar at 4, Ganguly at 5, Laxman in stunning domestic form, 9 Mongia back into the team. Ostensibly to wicketkeep, of course, but also because of his very good batting. And compared to 1998, no Sidhu at the top of the order and no Azharuddin in the middle. That may be a factor throughout this 3-match series. For Australia, they would have contemplated playing Colin Miller as the second spinner and the medium pacer, but to support Steve Waugh's decision to send India in, they have picked the 3 fast bowlers, McGrath, Gillespie and Fleming, and they will be supported by Shane Warne, who will be desperate to do particularly well after his poor tour in 1998. Before play commenced, both sides and the officials from the teams stood to observe a minute's silence for the passing of Sir Donald Bradman on the weekend. It was a pretty emotional moment, pretty draining no doubt for players of both sides. Well, let's go to the action now. Australia winning the toss, sending India into bat. They will want to do particularly well before lunch. And let's have a look at Glenn McGrath bowling the opening over to SS Das.
4 slips in a gully for McGrath, a bat pad and a leg gully. A very attacking field. First ball in the series. Plenty of bounce there for Glenn McGrath. McGrath, a lot of the Australian players say that he swings the first ball of the day, and that's it as far as swing is concerned. From there on, it's movement off the seam.
What a great bowler he is. The best thing about him is that his line is so good. He keeps nagging the batsman all the time. This is SS Das's real test. He's played 3 test matches before this one, 1 against Bangladesh and 2 against Zimbabwe. Did well, averaging more than 55 in test match cricket.
Once again, plenty of bounce there for McGrath. That delivery a little closer to the batsman, a bit closer to off stump. The 2 officials in this game out in the middle. Srinivas Venkadraghavan standing in his 43rd test match. A very experienced pairing. He's with David Shepherd. And Shepp is in his 54th test match as an umpire. Played for Gloucestershire in the English county competition. And Venkat played many, many tests for India. A little bit of movement off the seam there for Glenn McGrath.
Yeah, what I feel here is that McGrath's got to bowl a little bit up to the batsman. Make sure that he comes on the front foot to play at him, because that is when he's going to make the batsman play at him and get them under trouble.
Well played by Shiv Sundar Das. Well, the slip cordon is minus a very important cog today. No Mark Waugh there, and that'll be a big gap for the Australians. As much as if he'd been out with his bad hand because of his batting, he'll be missed in the slips. Warne at first slip, where he normally fields, But then you've got Ricky Ponting at second slip. That's Mark Waugh's usual spot. Ponting is good, but not as good as Mark Waugh. Off the mark, Shiv Sundar Das. Mark Waugh doing the chasing. That won't thrill him too much. Having to do a lot of running around in the field. He might quickly suggest to the captain that I think I'm fit to field in the slips.
Well, this is the first time I've seen him running in the outfield. I've always seen him in the second slip. That was well pitched up. What a lovely stroke that was. Head on top of the ball. Feet in the right place. 3 runs for SS Das. I think that's the line McGrath's got to bowl if he wants to make sure that the batsmen get into trouble.
He bowls very well to left-handers. He's got one on strike now. Sadagapan Ramesh. Interesting, Mark Waugh is going to have to do a lot more running in this game than he normally does, and that could have a bit of an effect on his batting. He won't be used to it, having spent virtually all his life in the slips. He's got to run around for 6 hours. He's going to be a bit stiffer than usual. That's well played by Ramesh. India 3 without loss. SS Das off the mark with a 3. Interesting move here by Steve Waugh. He's giving the new ball to the swing bowler in Damien Fleming. He's going to be bowling at the pavilion end, so it'll be Gillespie, who is much quicker than Fleming, or a bit quicker than Fleming. He'll come down behind McGrath at the Tata end. Adam Gilchrist, vice-captain of this Australian side, has never played in a test match with any other result than an Australian victory. It's an amazing sequence of 14 games. He missed the first one of the 15. Ian Healy had the gloves. But there must be very few, if any, test cricketers would be able to say that about their first 14 test matches. Only one result they've ever seen, a win to their team.
Yes, and he's done brilliantly. He's batted well in some of those games. He's won a couple of them. I remember he scored some runs with Justin Langer in one of the games and won the test match for Australia. He has been brilliant behind the stumps. Yes, I remember that test match against Pakistan first. And the Australians lost their 4 wickets quickly.
This will be a big test for Adam Gilchrist, although there's only one spinner playing in this game. But the series will be another test for his wicket-keeping, because he's going to have to spend probably more time than he has ever before up to the stumps. So that'll be a test for his keeping. Now, Steve Waugh is convinced that the ball is going to swing a little bit. He's brought the extra slip in, or an extra gully. Jason Gillespie coming into the fine gully.
So when you've got 4 slips and 2 gullies, I think you've got to be bowling up to the batsman, make sure that he goes to drive after you.
Bouncing in front of the slip fielder, Matthew Hayden. Interesting, Fleming doesn't appear to be bowling as quickly as I've seen him in recent times. I was at a function with Darren Berry, who's the Victorian wicketkeeper, and he was saying that he thought that Fleming was just struggling a little bit in the games that he's played for Victoria. Miles per hour, the bowling speeds, just under 80 miles an hour. I reckon that's down a little bit on his normal speeds, although in Australia we're using the kilometres per hour. So wide on the crease. Fleming on that occasion. Ramesh off the mark. Oh, Ramesh. He avoided the first bouncer that McGrath bowled him in the opening over, but he's decided that he's going to have a dash at the quickie. This time he has a go at it. Has he got a glove on it? Gilchrist has taken the good catch, and Ramesh fell to ground. He wasn't sure about the decision, but he's been given out by Venkat.
Playing that stroke again, he went off balance, Ramesh. Gilchrist doing very well behind the stumps, losing his balance again, and that's exactly what he was trying to do again. His knees bending, wanting to leave the ball first and then play the stroke at it. Ramesh is looking a little surprised. He's gone for 2, 7 for 1 India.
He loves them on the pads. 2 boundaries in this over for SS Das. India 15 for 1.
And bowling change coming up. Glenn McGrath giving way to Damien Fleming. This is the second spell for Fleming. He started with the new ball, but a change of ends for him now.
Lovely delivery. It's taken the outside edge. That's a beauty from Fleming. He struck with the first delivery of his second spell, and India lost Dravid.
That's why he's in the team. He gets some swing, Fleming. And that's a good delivery to a good batsman. Shaping to play on the onside. Some late swing to deceive Rahul Dravid. Gilchrist the catcher again. Gone for 9. 25 for 2 India.
So Sachin Tendulkar comes out to the centre. His side in a spot of bother at the moment. They've lost a couple of wickets. He's the local boy. He's the man who can make a big difference today. But he's up against Fleming. And runs straight away. Just a gentle push down the ground. He'll get a couple. And that should make him feel better. Picked away on the onside, and no need to run for that. That's blown up the middle of the bat. First boundary for Sachin Tendulkar.
They are not bowling as short as they did in the warm-up games. Fleming has made the adjustment very quickly. He was much shorter at CCI.
In the air and taken. Das flashing at that one outside the off stump. Matthew Hayden has made no mistake. That ball was travelling. The Australians on a roll at the moment. Gillespie has picked up his first wicket.
Oh, this is a blow for Indians. This is a loose shot. The width was there, but he was never to the pitch of the ball. And that was bound to happen. Playing that far out, you're never in control of the ball. SS Das gone for 14, an important wicket. 31 for 3 India.
Right, so here we go again. Jason Gillespie. Tendulkar is on strike with 9. He's played 1 or 2 good shots already. Oh, that's a magnificent shot. Unbelievable drive down the ground. Isn't this bloke something else? He comes out there, his team is in all sorts of strife, and, well, he plays a shot like this. If you walked into the ground and didn't see the scoreboard, you'd think that he was 100 or the scoreboard was none for 100. He's a wonderfully talented player, and beautiful use of the bat. Oh, and he's played and missed the 44 for 3. Tendulkar on strike. A short delivery, he smashed it away on the onside. We've been waiting for a short one to Tendulkar. Well, he's given it the appropriate treatment. This is why India love this man. He is very aggressive and very, very talented.
Well, that's well taken at first slip by Matthew Hayden. Shane Warne likes to go wide on the crease to the left-handers and slide one across them. That may well have been the delivery that's got rid of Ganguly.
What a comeback for Shane Warne. Had a very forgettable tour last time. What a wicket to pick up. First one on this trip. Leaving the left-hander, very low catch for Matthew Hayden.
Loves to play square of the wicket and plays well when he's in form.
This can be a dangerous shot at times. There was that steep bounce. It was in the air for a while, but well within safe distance away from that gully fielder Steve Waugh. And he got tall on his toes. He's a tall man.
With the wicket, as expected, is supposed to wear pretty early in this game, and he'll be up against the Indian spinners in the 4th inning. And he must be happy with the proceedings so far.
Plenty of turn for Shane Warne before lunch, and plenty of turn after lunch, but it's gone to the fence. Tendulkar, who was becalmed for 35 minutes before lunch, has begun the second session with a boundary. Easy boundary for Tendulkar.
Yes, width there provided by that exaggerated turn. Also enough time there for Sachin. He just waited and clobbered it through the weight and cover region.
Going short and wide, and he gets another boundary, this time again to the offside. No, brilliant piece of fielding from Michael Slater. Just perilously close to the rope, and he'll get the applause of all of his teammates. And Shane Warne still continuing to applaud. And classical Tendulkar, that'll bring the crowd alive. The hometown boy does what he does beautifully well, and that is straight drive. Hardly any back lift, hardly any follow through, just the ball meeting the middle of the bat.
Yes, David, there was hardly any backlift or a follow-through. Just a flick of the wrist at the last minute. Perfect timing, great direction. Past the bowler, there's really no cover. Right in the meat of the bat.
Width and 4.
That's really a magnificent shot. Full flourish of the bat that time. Great follow through. Width for him. Really lent into that one. Crashing cover drive. Not a lot of movement off the wicket now for the seamers. So he got away with it.
Shane Warne to continue, bowling to Tendulkar. He's on 41. He's on 45. And just starting to go for the bowling.
That's short again. He's hit that one away to mid-wicket again, and it's going down towards the boundary there. Into the fence she goes. Don't worry about chasing that one. That's his half-century. Sachin Tendulkar has started this series in fine style. He won't be relaxing yet, but to get to that first half-century in a Test series is very significant. He's got there. Can he kick on? Everyone appreciating the class that he's displayed here today. There we go again. Take that for magnificent shot. That's the second shot in exactly that place that he's played today. This is wonderful timing. What a drive.
Yes, this is a trademark Tendulkar shot. He won't make a mistake of consecutive balls. This time he gets it just right. Just past the stumps. Once again, not trying to hit it too hard. Just look to get into a good position and just stroke the ball. Allow the ball to come onto the bat and stroke it away.
Yes, well, we've seen some boundaries from Tendulkar today. Well, there he goes again. That's 4-2. That's another 4. They're going to have to do something about that area. You can't keep it relatively well pitched up to Tendulkar, because if you invite him to drive down the ground, he will welcome it with open arms.
Yes, whether it's front foot or back foot. The balance Tendulkar showed when he's playing his shots has been a treat to the eye. Watch here. Once again, right across there, and always looking to hit into the gaps. Does pack a punch when he hits it, even if it's off the back foot. Excellent timing.
Oh, smashed it away. That's 4 as well.
There is Tendulkar, then there is daylight, then there is the rest. This is magnificent cricket. What a fight back, 130 for 4.
Now it's Lakshman.
In the air, and that's out. That's caught second slip. Then McGrath has made the breakthrough. Lakshman, who has been very conservative outside that off stump, obviously he's decided that he wanted to start playing some shots out there. The first time he tried to force it off the back foot, it's hit the outside edge, and it was very nicely taken.
There's a lapse in concentration, loose shot. It's played away from the body, forced his hands at it, and the Australians aren't going to make a mistake there. Ponting taking the catch gleefully. McGrath striking quickly. And once again, the Australians coming back, 130 for 5.
Well, Kasparich just with Damien Martin in front of him. Colin Miller now hiding behind John Buchanan, the coach. Colin Miller would probably consider himself a little bit unlucky not to have been in the side. And that is a beauty. Just put it in a bottle and take it with you.
Well taken. Well, that's the way that Glenn McGrath operates. He tests the patience of the batsman around off stump. A thick edge there from Tendulkar, and well taken by Adam Gilchrist.
We said that at lunchtime Steve Waugh would have hoped to have got Tendulkar out at some stage in the middle session, and Glenn McGrath has done it just for him. That is McGrath at his best. Perfect length and not wide enough to let go. A committed Sachin Tendulkar in very good form, and that is a big blow for India. And McGrath, the premier fast bowler, does it again for Australia. It is 139 for 6.
And there is number 6. 6 on the trot for Gurkha. Really, he should have made more attempt to be getting off the mark early on.
He did hold the record with Bob Holland at 5. And now he holds it alone at 6. And I would have thought he had some chances to score. But that is just a little caught and bowled for Shane Warne, just like in the nets.
So this partnership worth 25. And it looks as if it'll be worth just that much. A wicket's gone here. Srinath has holed out in the deep. He tried to lift Warne earlier before tea. That time McGrath dropped the catch. On this occasion, the fielder was Mark Waugh, and he doesn't miss many. India have lost their 8th wicket. A wry smile from Shane Warne there.
Comes from Punjab, state known for agriculture. Harbhajan proving to be a true product of the soil there. Nowhere near the ball.
Just one look at Shane Warne, you know he's enjoying his bowling out there. Very relaxed, not hurried. And another wicket here. Steve Waugh, the catcher this time. Once again, the batsman looking to hit away on the onside has got a leading edge. And Australia have picked up their 9th wicket. Deciding to come round the wicket to the left-hander, just change the angle, try and tuck him up. And putting a little more effort into this delivery.
Just hear the sound of flesh, so that must have been painful. Just missed the thigh pad on that occasion. We'll have a medal to show in the evening on that thigh of his.
He's bowled some sharp deliveries today, Gillespie. That's edged and taken. The Indian innings has come to an end. Gillespie bowling wide of the crease has induced the outside edge. 4 catches for Adam Gilchrist.
Just 71.3 overs India faced after being sent into bat. All out for 176. Tendulkar, that masterful 76. Lakshman played very well for his 20. Mongia lent some support for 26. But that was about it for India, and they were bowled out for that small total of 176. For Australia, just the 4 bowlers used, every bowler picking up a wicket. Perhaps Damien Fleming, the least effective of the 4. McGrath, again, miserly. 19 overs, 3 for 19. But Shane Warne, his best ever figures against India, either in India or in Australia. 22 overs, 4 for 47. And after the first day's play, I caught up with him. Shane, congratulations.
Yeah, I thought it was a fantastic day. Set the tone early with a few bounces, and the wicket got through really well. But also, as the day went on, it sort of turned a lot. So it was a good wicket for the bowlers.
And for your own point of view, 98, the tour that everybody spoke about, you came here, day one of the tour, you've taken 4 wickets. It must be a pleasing way to start.
Yeah, I think the last two I got 4 for 80 in the first innings as well, so hopefully it doesn't go downhill like that. But look, I think it's a bit different this time. They haven't got Sidhu at the top, who I think was really set the tone for the series in the last time we were here. They haven't got Azruddin in the middle as well, as 2 experienced players. Look, I think we're a real good chance. A great day. We couldn't ask for a better day to start with. Maybe none down would probably been best, but you know, I thought that quicks really set the tone early, and then we bowled in good partnerships along the way.
So Australia, late on the first day, have 16 overs to face. Matthew Hayden and Michael Slater, a tough time for them. Nothing to gain, but a bit to lose. And Yavagar Srinath is going to bowl the first ball.
Yeah, all a bit too straight. He's going to get it just outside that off stump. Touches down for 1, back for the second. So Australia off the mark. Well, that's nicely played. That's a lovely, positive pull shot. What a good way for Hayden to get off the mark. That's a lovely shot. Oh, and they've asked the question. I don't think so. I don't think so. Well, it started, and I can tell you that Venkat doesn't like this sort of stuff. Well, that's well bowled. That's, now then. Well, I think Shepherd has said not out there, but I've got to say that I think that may have been out. Now, Shepherd will only say not out if he's not sure. So he's obviously not sure, and this is the very point that I'm making. Very quickly you lose credibility with umpires. Umpire Shepherd is a very good umpire. I think it was definitely out. However, well, we'll have to see what the replay says. However, he wasn't sure and he gave it in. Sort of Ganguly a little unhappy about this. So I think we'll find that this is off the bat and there's a fair... Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Big deflection. However, I just hope that this is a bit of a lesson for them. He wants to run. He wants out of there. You can understand why, too.
Well, he wants to go down and have a chat to umpire Shepherd. Bit of a cat on the hot tin roof approach to his footwork at the moment, but that has gone a long way. And Michael Slater's bowed head probably gave it away, but umpire Shepherd nodded. Didn't nod, he shook. Well, I think you're right, Tony. You set this benchmark, and then you've got to accept what follows.
Close, not out. It just swung in a little bit. This has been a good over from Agarkar. It was a late in-swinger, and I think that's probably what resulted in the not-out call there.
I think there's only 16 overs to go in the day's play. That certainly does suit the mentality of the opening batsman. You've got to put the Australian batsman under pressure. As many balls in a row as you can, particularly in this situation. That's it.
Absolutely clean bowl, stumps all over the place. I think he probably got an inside edge on it. Perfect position. That ball just nipping back a little bit off the inside edge, and the middle stumpers are flat on the ground. The Indians needed an early breakthrough, and they've got it.
Matthew Hayden has exercised a bit of muscle and lofted him into the stands.
You just have to look at him, Matthew Hayden. He's a big man, he's a strong man. So when he decides to loft, the crowd has to be careful. They've got to keep the eyes on the ball. It's gone all the way into the stands, picked with the spin. Good response by Matthew Hayden. Around the wicket.
No landing rights on that one for Sachin Tendulkar. That's what he talks about with his leg spin. He said it's a matter of whether I have landing rights for the day. On that occasion, no landing rights granted. That was the wrong one. Well, that finishes quite an entertaining day with 11 wickets falling. India losing all 10 for 176 after they were sent in by Australia.
Australia didn't survive unscathed. They lost the wicket of Michael Slater for 10. He was perhaps lucky to be there after appearing to edge the ball from Agarkar a couple of overs earlier and given not out. But Matthew Hayden looked very aggressive, very positive, and Justin Langer, he said the ball was spinning out there quite a lot, and he hung in there to be 10 not out at stumps. So after 16 overs, Australia chasing 176 is 1 for 49 for India. They used 5 bowlers, but no doubt tomorrow it will be the spin that India turn to give themselves a chance to get back into this.
Shouts of catch it, SS Das, and this one just falls away from him.
Oh, and the question's like, that's it, he's got him. He's got him, that's the first breakthrough, the one they needed. Ganguly first there, congratulating his bowler. He knows how important this is. That's the end of Langer. Dravid took the catch, a little bit of bat there as he pushed forward, the ball spinning across him, and well, exactly what India needed. Now a few more, and well, this will be a different game. Let's have a look at it.
Yes, this is why the spinners should always be enthusiastic. This is a good piece of bowling. He's drawn the batsman forward, got that bounce.
Mark Waugh, the new batsman, 35 years of age, a magnificent player, has had a wonderful summer in Australia. He's out there to face the spin of Harbhajan Singh, who's struck here for India this morning early. Oh, he's got him, first ball, Mark Waugh's gone, first ball, Harbhajan Singh has got rid of the best player in Australia. Mark Waugh out, first ball. Wonderfully caught behind square leg. That ball went really fast. It was beautifully taken. This stadium has come alive. Wonderful bowling. That one turned sharply. It's going to be difficult. You heard Ravi Shastri a little while ago. When you first come in, confronted by these spinners, anything can happen.
Yes, Tony, 1 wicket could lead to 2 or 3. India have got 2. Extra bounce here, and he couldn't keep it down, Mark Waugh, but a brilliant catch there.
Have a look at the smiles on the faces of the Indians. First of all, let's go back to the Langer dismissal. Here we go. Forward he comes, and really playing very wide. Nicely taken by Dravid. It slipped. You'll pick up from this angle how far he was reaching. Really not a very good shot. Hit the shoulder of the bat. Dravid takes it inches off the ground. Then Mark Waugh comes out to the centre. And of course, this is the first ball he receives. Off the edge, tries to work it away. Dravid takes a beautiful catch. That went fast there, boy, and they know how important that is. Correction, it's Ganguly there, taking that catch. Very well done. So there it is there. So he's on a hat-trick now. Ganguly taking that one really well. Boy, this place has come alive now. Have a look at him pump the air. The Indians know they've got a bit of a chance, a little bit of a sniff here.
Close and catching, so important. That was a beauty from Ganguly. That ball was travelling quickly. Good sharp catch. Harbhajan Singh on a hat-trick here. The Australian captain has come out to the centre. Tons of experience. But even he will feel the pressure at this stage.
Mr. Cool, Steve Waugh, the man for the crisis. Well, this will be a very, very interesting little passage of play now. If India can get another wicket or 2 here, we could be looking at level pegging in the first innings. On the other hand, Steve Waugh has been here before. Oh, it's spun a long way. Lunging forward there. Oh, he's got him, yes, he's got him, it's all over. Steve Waugh's going, he's shaking his head. Well, he may just have thought that he squeezed it. However, the ball went up so sharply that my feeling was it was ground bat, then in the air. Now, I don't know whether there was boot involved, but there's no doubt that Steve Waugh didn't like it. Not that he's a great lover of getting out at the best of times, but hopefully the replay will tell us here. Watch the ball as it pitches. This is going to tell us. There it goes, down, up, and I think that was edge. Was it back bad? I think that was out. I think that had to be back. Well, the close-up might tell us more. but just looking at that first replay, Robbie.
Well, I'll like to take another look because I think it might have missed the bat, gone off the back pad. But it doesn't matter. Rahul Sangvi's picked up his first Test wicket, 98 for 4 Australia.
The Harbhajan Singh continuing, another single. That score now moves on to 99 for 4. And well, it's all been happening, and that single brings Hayden up to his half century. It's been a very, very good contribution by him.
I thought the game was meandering this morning. It's just turned itself on in the last half an hour or so. 99 for 4, still 77 behind Australia, and they'll have to bat last. And did he hit it? Yes, he has. He's lunged forward, the inside edge, simple catch the bat pad, and the demolition continues. So India, the fans are alight. What a moment. The last half an hour producing this Test match in India.
Fantastic performance by the Indians. The Indian bowlers have bowled brilliantly. Now that's the line Harbhajan has to bowl, because he can turn on any kind of a track, and this track is helping him. So Ricky Ponting gone for us.
Short delivery and punished, appropriately punished there. There's a very, very small margin for error when over the wicket. Oh, he loves that shot too. Plays the sweep shot so crisply. That's right off the middle of the bat before. Well, there it goes. He's got hold of that one too. Magnificently played, way down the ground. What a magnificent hit. Boy, when he hits them, they do stay hit. That one went sailing over the wide bit on boundary for 6. Well, on a pitch that's turning a fair bit, it takes a bit of doing this.
I don't think the bowler should be too discouraged at this shot. In fact, he should be hoping that he continues to play it.
Oh, he's gone for it again. That's got to go all the way too. He's not even bothering. In she goes to the fence, hit it like a rocket all the way along the ground that time. Boy, he really did thump that one. He's had a go at that in the air too, just wide of Ganguly there, jumped in the air, but another 4. The Australians are taking him on. Short delivery again, and beautifully smashed away down to square leg. 4 runs. That's his half century. What a half century it's been to the most aggressive innings played so far. A shake of the hand from his partner. Gilchrist is playing a blind-up. Oh, he's had a go at that one. Take that. It's going to disappear all the way. That's a biggie. That is a biggie. Way over the top down there at mid-wicket. I think it was 6. It certainly looked to me as it's going for 6 where it left the bat. Oh, yes, it's 6, all right. Doesn't he hit it crisply?
He's gone for the big one. And he's hit it again a long, long way. There was a man in the deep there, but Gilchrist took the chance. And he's hammered that into the crowd.
When we talk about blocking mid-wicket, take that, really. That was one hell of a hit.
I think he heard you, Karunia.
Yes, that's quite a shot. But that's with the spin. He's also been hitting them against the spin. What an amazing turnaround in this game has been provided by Gilchrist.
That's put away. Once again, so good off the back foot, Adam Gilchrist. Quick to spot the length, gets into such good position. This time he goes on the onside. Harbhajan Singh must be wondering what he can do now to contain this man. He's in a hurry. He's gone past Hayden. He'll get the single. That's a great Test match 100 for Adam Gilchrist. His second in Test match cricket. And it's put Australia in a very strong position here in this first Test.
Really an incredible innings. Everybody on their feet in the stadium, all applauding this really magnificent effort.
He's put that down. That went straight to the man at cover. Rahul Sangvi was the fielder. That's gone straight through. 97 Hayden. He's just got one test match 100 before this. And this will be his second. Lovely shot to bring up his 100. And what a partnership this is for Australia.
Really amazing team spirit these Australians have.
And the fielder hasn't seen that one at all. He's gone completely the wrong way. India are absolutely in disarray. Well, that one's hit right off the middle. He's got that one fine, and it's away for 4 more. Edged and taken, so Srinath has broken the partnership. Matthew Hayden in one of his finest test match innings, his second test century, and finally it's come to an end.
Matthew Hayden out just a half an hour before afternoon tea on the second day. His second test century, but arguably his greatest innings for Australia. That left Australia 6 for 296. Shane Warne came to the crease and he ensured that the frantic batting display didn't stop.
Well, down the wicket he goes, and that's way up in the air. That's going to go all the way as well. Yes, it's a 6. Way over the top of long on. Well, is Shane Warne going to start turning it on? Well, he'll be out there. He'll have watched the other two, and he'd take the approach. Righto, the best way to go about this is to attack.
Exactly, and he's got no pressure on him. He's got wickets under his belt. The team is doing well. They were 301 for 6, gone up to 307 for 6 with that 6.
Oh, that's got to be close. Oh, his hand just came around. He's twitchy, his umpire shepherd. His hand came around just for a second. I thought his finger was going to go up. It wasn't, though. Oh, he's had a go at that one as well. He's not running. It's going high in the air, way over the top. That's a big 6. Shane Warne is putting his shoulder to the wheel here. And he's decided to have a go at the spinners. And boy, when he hits them, he's pretty strong. They stay hit. Oh, he's had a hit at that one as well. That's flying away down towards the boundary. Well, it's gone as well. Well, this is quite incredible. The runs, the lead is really just piling up. Just look at this, 149, and Shane Warne has decided that he's going to have some fun out here like this.
That's right, he had already decided he was going to do that. Harbhajan Singh, you flight the ball and I'm going to go after you. By 150 runs. What a
got him. Yes, he's got him. I think he's got him. He wants a replay. I think there was a deflection there. Now, it was obviously an appeal for stumping. He looked to me to be miles out of his ground, but he's staying there. Now, did he knock the bails off? The Indians seem to be celebrating there. And it may be that Harbhajan, having gone from the penthouse to the ground floor, has moved up just one floor. He's on the mezzanine, we think. We'll have to see. Righto, now then. Did he knock the bails off? Was he out of his crease? Here we go. He's going to walk. It pops back down onto the stumps. That's out. It's lucky, but it's out. Off the chest, onto the bails. And that is the end of that. Gilchrist's innings has come to an end. It has been the most glorious innings. He's got to know, surely. He's walking. He's walking. What an innings this has been. Adam Gilchrist. 122 off 111 balls, 15 fours, 4 mighty sixes, and he is being cheered off this ground by this big crowd here in Mumbai. Indians, Australians, everyone in the stadium is cheering this man off the ground. It has been entertainment personified. Wonderful knock, Adam Gilchrist. Take a bow.
Some lofty hitting from Shane Warne, 3 sixes, and a couple of them were really big ones. When he gets going, he does like to hit the ball in the air and a long way. Adam Gilchrist out just 10 minutes before tea as he was pushing for 100 runs in a session. It wasn't to be for Adam Gilchrist, sadly. But the tail, that didn't wag either. They added just 23 runs.
Oh, and that's out. Caught behind. Yes, got him. Caught behind. Well bowled, short delivery. The tail-enders aren't lasting in this match, although Shane Warne is having a pretty good time of it. The Indians were rolled out quick time. There was a bit of bounce there. There's still a bit of bounce in this pitch. A little tickle.
And he's tried the pull shot. This should be out. And it is. Srinath takes the easy catch at mid-on. Good bouncer from Agaka, a little bit sharper. Off stump line, maybe just a touch outside off stump. And he goes towards the offside. Tendulkar is under it. What a catch. What a beauty. He's been the class fielder in the outfield all day, Sachin Tendulkar. He's run a long way. The ball was dying on him. And he may well be the world's best batsman, but I'll tell you what, he is also a brilliant fieldsman for India, and he has set high standards that it's a pity some of his other teammates didn't follow throughout the day.
It wasn't an easy catch, and I was watching Sachin Tendulkar moving to his right. He wasn't getting close to the ball enough, but I knew the man would never drop a catch. I've rarely seen him drop catches in the outfield, maybe a few in slips, but in that position, he doesn't drop too many. Made good ground, and in the end, had to get his body down in time. Good low catch. So a bit of a bright spot towards the end of the innings for India.
Great catch by Sachin Tendulkar to end Australia's innings. Shane Warne's scintillating 39, including 3 sixes, came to an end. But what a day for Australia. 349, Matthew Hayden, 119, his second Test century. Adam Gilchrist, likewise, his second, 122 from just 112 balls. And those two put on 197 when at one stage Australia was 5 for 99. For India, the bowling, well, Harbhajan Singh bowled pretty well. He took some stick at some stage in the middle of the afternoon, but he did finish with 4 for 121. Srinath a couple of wickets, Agaka 2 as well, and the youngster in his debut took 2 for 67, but from just 10.1 overs. Well, India had to face 30 overs at the end of day 2. Let's pick up the action with Glenn McGrath bowling the first ball.
So 4 slips and a gully in place. There's a forward short leg as well for Glenn McGrath. Das is the man on strike. Shiv Sundar Das, he looked impressive in the first innings till he flashed at one from Gillespie. Still early days in his test match career, and he's up against a top-class customer here. Vastly experienced, over 300 wickets in test match cricket.
This is a big test for Shiv Sundar Das. Certainly this will be the toughest test match that he's played in, with India quite a long way behind on the first innings, and also he's dropped a catch in that innings. It didn't turn out to be all that important. Justin Langer didn't go on and make a lot more runs, but still will be the thought in the back of his mind that he dropped a catch. So all those things you've got to put out of your mind, and he can redeem himself with a big innings here. Only made the one mistake really in the first innings, Shiv Sundar Das. I thought that he played very, very well. This was purely a bit of a mental error, because he'd been leaving those balls alone. Very good catch by Matthew Hayden. But that doesn't always happen in Test cricket, where you only make one mistake and you get out. It does happen a bit, but not always.
Nicely behind that one. Showed good technique in the first innings too.
Yes, he's got a good technique, and he's got a good back foot technique, Shiv Sundar Das. So the extra bounce in the pitch here hasn't bothered him too much. As I say, he'll be a bit annoyed that he only made the one mistake in his first innings, but he'll get away with the odd bad shot and go on and make a big score. Fortunately, it doesn't always work like that for batsmen, that you just make the one mistake and that's the end. But there are some days when it happens, and happened to him in the first innings.
A slight alteration in the field now. Steve Waugh deciding to attack a little more, keeping another man in front of the bat. He's got a forward short leg and a man right in front of the batsman, staring him in the face. India still to get off the mark in the second innings.
I think in the first innings he was a bit between a rock and a hard place. He wasn't sure whether he should be going on the attack, whether he should be hooking or not.
That's a nice way to get off the mark. Hit on the up, and the first boundary of the Indian second innings. Very important that he plays his natural game. He likes to get on with things. Good confident start here.
Well, that is an indication that he has sorted out in his own mind what he's going to do, which is to do exactly what Ravi said and play naturally. That's the way he plays. That's the method that's got him to this level, and he's got to stick with it.
He'll get 4 for that. It was in the air for a while. Fleming continuing. That's driven through the offside. Second boundary for Ramesh. That's a fine shot. Good stride forward, leaning into it.
Well, I think he's answered the question about whether he's sorted out in his own mind how he's going to play. Ramesh, every opportunity he's been given to attack, he's done it. And it hasn't been half-hearted attack. He's really hitting his drives there with a good, solid follow-through.
Oh, yes, he's hit that one all right. Beautifully played. Shane Warne tossing it up there, inviting that shot, and well, that time he got stuck into it nicely, and it's gone all the way to the boundary.
Chance here in the gully. I think it's come from the glove onto the helmet, and he's been given out by umpire Ben Katraglia.
Will it be a struggle now for SS Das after this dismissal? Very much within his shell he was. And that is not the way you would like to be dismissed as an opener. Defending a short delivery, heard the sound of helmet very clearly, but Venkatragwal raised his finger. He was a very confident man when he did that, so he must have heard the sound of leather before the sound of helmet came on. Disappointing dismissal. Gone for 7 is Das, 33 for 1.
It was short, room for Ramesh there, and taking advantage of that one. We very rarely get such bad deliveries from Shane Warne.
Indeed, after the last over, which was such a wonderful one, this is a rare loose ball, very short, enough time to rock back on that back foot and place it between cover and point. Even though it was incoming, he still managed to get enough bat on it, time it beautifully. That's a hard slash, got the outside edge, but because he was playing that hard shot, it went over the slips. That was very fortunate for Ramesh. Immediately after the change of ball, it's obviously a harder ball that Gillespie has in his hand. Very alive to it, the Australians.
That's a lovely drive off the back foot. Now room for Ramesh again. There was room in the field as well. Crowd here pretty happy now. Indians have moved on to 56 for the loss of 1 wicket. And that's the wicket they've been looking for. Poor stroke from Sanagopan Ramesh. A very lazy stroke outside the off stump. And he pays the price for it.
And would you believe it, it's McGrath again. He is so close to that off stump. They're always in a confused state of mind of whether to leave it or play at it, and this is probably what happened with Ramesh. Found himself in sort of no man's land, just dabbing at that one, and a very, very simple catch for Ricky Ponting.
What a beautiful delivery that was. He's got it on his hand. It's big trouble for India. He's hit his injured thumb, Nayan Mogia. Some great pain there.
That really reared off a length, hit him on the glove. It was an obvious attempt to bowl the leg cutter. I don't know whether they'd want to risk Tendulkar's wicket at this stage. A little bit of concern on Rahul Dravid's face also, and in walks the little champion.
What a beautiful delivery. Nicely played on the onside. End of the over, end of day's play, and that stumps. India are 58 for 2 at the end of the second day's play. The Australians have played like champions. They've bowled well, they've batted well, they've fielded well. I think they've beaten India in all departments of the game so far.
India had to face 30 overs and they lost 2 wickets. And also Mongia, who retired hurt after being hit on the thumb. It may be broken, but we will have to wait until day 3 to find out the extent of that injury. Tendulkar came out to bat and he had to face the final 5 balls of the day. 2 for 58, India.
Well bowled again. Once more, some late swing, particularly after the ball went past the bat. He's really got the ball, well, I used the term boomeranging. I guess I should explain for viewers other than Australians that a boomerang, if you throw it properly, it will actually return to you. Unfortunately, the keeper was in the way he took it. Otherwise, I reckon it would have come back to Gillespie. He really is bowling beautifully to Dravid at the moment. He's got him in trouble. But Dravid's got to start to do something positive to try and get on top in this contest. He won't do it by just defending. If he just keeps playing like this, it's only a matter of time, because he'll nick one sooner or later. 19 dot balls. That's this morning. And I think we looked at his strike rate when play started. It was about 17. It's dropped now to 11. And this is where Rahul Dravid gets himself into trouble. I've seen him do it so many times. His innings just stops. He can't afford to do that against good bowling.
So I'm going to ask you a question, Ian. He's a defensive player. Doesn't have too many attacking shots against good balls. So what does he do in this case?
Well, it's the intent that bothers me, Sanjay. He doesn't look to me like a batsman who's trying to score runs at the moment. Now, you don't have to hit boundaries to score runs. And I think that what he could do is perhaps stand out of his crease a little bit, because the ball is swinging away, and that's the one that's troubling him. But he's got to do something. The onus to me is on the batsman. If you're being tied down, you've got to do something different to change the pattern.
Point taken. Ricky Ponting has sprinted from second slip up to the fast bowler. Wonder what he's got to say.
I hope it was meaningful and not some inanity. Seven balls since his last run. That's ridiculous for a top order batsman. You just cannot afford to be dominated like that. Number 3's have got to set the pattern, and he's not doing that at the moment. Steve Waugh already quite happy to give Sachin Tendulkar a single. Pushed his mid-on back, and he's also got a man at deep backward square to go with the fine leg. So there may well be a plan to bounce Tendulkar, but I think also with that mid-on so deep, they're saying, well, we don't mind if he gets a single and we get Dravid on strike. And I guess that's where Dravid's got to change his thinking, because if the Australians keep putting him on strike and he doesn't score, that'll bog the game down horribly. And that'll be another way of working on Tendulkar's patience, because he's a stroke maker. If he finds himself getting singles and then Dravid taking a lot of the strike, that'll start to frustrate Tendulkar. So that's another way the Australians can work on Tendulkar. Dravid can't afford to let that happen to his partner. good bouncer, but well played.
Was banged in short by Glenn McGrath, but hardly came up. Kept his eye on the ball, and look how it carried to Adam Gilchrist. But there's a slightly different approach as far as the bowling is concerned in this innings by Australia, and it's understandable with the kind of lead they have. They're looking to pick up wickets. Whereas in the first innings, they were looking to contain the batsman and then maybe get the batsman to play a fall shot. But today, it looks like the seamers are trying their best to pick up early wickets. The field is set to put some doubts in the batsman's mind. A little different approach from the first innings.
One thing I love to see in a batsman, and we just saw it from Tendulkar, after that bouncer, just have a look at the reaction of the batsman. He gets out of the way of it. That was a good reaction, but look at the follow-up reaction. Now he comes back up to his feet, and just watch where he's looking, straight at the eyes of the bowler.
6 maidens in a row, 67 for 2. A single. So, his first run of the morning. And we've been going for around about 46 minutes now.
Warne continuing his trend of bowling around the wicket to Tendulkar, and the crowd really getting involved. They've been here for a long time today. Warne was not out this morning. Tendulkar was not out, I should say, and a loose ball. He's finally been able to free his arms and swing the bat at the ball to the boundary. Good start after drinks. And just those sort of shots, those sort of deliveries for the batsman just ease into some sort of tension that's been built up. Oh! And that's spun a long way. Tendulkar loves to play that straight, sweet. Australian captain is very fine at short, fine leg. It's a dangerous shot. A straight bat against a spinning ball, and the ball nearly behind him.
Yes, he's got to avoid doing that. There's no need for that at all, because if a ball comes a little slower than expected, it might just take the top edge. So there is no need to play that stroke. Just look at him, nowhere in position to play that stroke. He really wanted to get onto that one.
Yes, it just doesn't seem to be enough reward for the shot to take the risk. Dane Warne being spoken to by umpire Shepherd. Just perhaps running on the pitch, and he's followed through. It's an unusual angle for Warne to be bowling around the wicket, and that's what happens. That invariably happens. The umpire tells you to get off the pitch, and you worry about that. You come in, you've got to bowl the ball and stay where he is, not follow through naturally. A loose ball, and 4 runs to Tendulkar.
Yeah, Warne a little tentative there, and the follow-through also not coming properly. You're right, Hook, see that psychologically the bowler gets it in his mind that he's got to stay away from the wicket, and that's exactly what happened there. And Sachin Tendulkar says thank you very much.
Right on the stumps, and Tendulkar's played it beautifully. The arms went up from Fleming because he saw Tendulkar walk across in front of his stumps, but the champion got the bat on it, and he's pierced the gap between Gilchrist and Slater and put away. Very good shot, and that'll please Dravid, get rid of a few of those cobwebs that were building up. Rank long up, and that's going to be the problem that Steve Waugh and Damien Fleming face. Not the normal style of bowling for Fleming. The longer he bowls it, the more loose the deliveries are going to come.
Exactly, it's like asking one of your batsmen to bowl a few overs for the side, and then he can concentrate for two, 3 overs, and then it's definitely going to give some loose deliveries. That's exactly what's happened there. Damien Fleming, normally a fast medium bowler, has been asked to bowl spin.
The trail by 70. Slowly but surely they're knocking them off.
I think just to take up a point that you made there, Tony, and it's a good one, about getting the field placings right, and I think that that's where India fell down a bit yesterday, that Ganguly just couldn't get his field placings right, particularly for Harbhajan, and a couple of balls that were skied by Gilchrist that could have made a huge difference in that innings, and there was no one there to take them.
That's dead right. Now, just looking at this field, for example, it's just looking at the offside field. You see, there's this fieldsman here, I think, is the key. The man here is the actual key, and I think he's just a little bit wide at the moment. And I'll just try and demonstrate why I think that's the case. Well, that's a short delivery in the air, and oh, he's holding it up. Did he catch it? I don't think so. I thought that bounced. Well, from here, I thought it bounced, but the player, who was the player? Slater, very confident. I tell you what, a great catch if he's managed to get this one. He dived forward. My immediate reaction was half volley, but boy, if he got underneath it, what a great catch.
Well, it was a long hop from Fleming, and Slater thinks there that it's coming to him comfortably. Well, that's very, very difficult to tell. And we saw in Australia during the summer that pretty well every catch that was referred to the third umpire, so much of the evidence was inconclusive that they were all turned down. Now, I wouldn't like to make a judgment on that, and if you can't make a judgment in the positive, then you've got to say, sorry, doubt goes to the batsman.
Yes, I think you're dead right. He may have got his fingers underneath it. There's no way in the world that the umpire is going to be able to give that out.
I think there's another point there, Tony, too. If Slater did get his fingers under it at first, the ball appeared to me to touch the ground before he actually had control of it. Now, Michael Slater is saying that he caught it. Now, the boot is on the other foot here because the Australians were the beneficiaries during the summer a few times, and that is absolutely ridiculous of Michael Slater, because the Australians have benefited, as I said, and it's got nothing to do with Slater now. The decision has been made, and he's got to calm down. In fact, if his mates don't go and grab him, he'll be missing for a couple of games.
Yes, that is bad news. Slater wants the batsman to take his word for it. And he's missed that one. The whole stadium's up cheering. The Australians were on the right side of these sorts of decisions 5 times last summer. And I think it's a bit cheeky for Slater when it happens one way the other way round, for him then to go down the course of saying, listen, take my word for it. I can only assume that's what he was saying, because clearly the umpires had to refer it, and I think your point's well made, Ian. Actually, as he caught it, it seemed that as he went forward, before he had it totally under control, that it may have in fact bounced as well, or touched the ground. Well, that's gone straight over the top of the keeper's head for 4. The Australians are losing it, albeit temporarily. It's the 50 partnership. It's little things like this that can create problems. Now, just watch this. Ian Chappell mentioned even if he did get his fingers under it initially, and that's going to be hard to establish. We'll try and magnify this for you. Let's see. In she goes. Now, very close to the ground there. How can you give that out? Then there. That's touched the ground. That's touched the ground second time for sure. Well, I think the umpires made the right decision there. And bear in mind, they didn't have the benefit of that magnifying glass either. 110 for 2.
Amazing scenes by Michael Slater. You just can't run at umpires, and you can't run at opposition players and expect to be let off. But surprisingly and astonishingly, Michael Slater was only given a warning. No fine, no suspended sentence, no suspension. And I'm sure that in a few years' time, even Michael Slater himself would concede that he was a little bit fortunate to get away with that behaviour on the cricket field. Australia got the benefit of 5 of those during the last summer, and swings and roundabouts. Maybe the time has come that Australia has to accept the fact that that's the situation and just get on with the game. At lunch, India, just 58 runs in the first session, 57 runs behind, 57 runs from making Australia bat again. But after the lunch and adjournment, Sachin Tendulkar turned up the heat.
And here we go again, the second session of day 3. Ball well played, beautifully played. What a start for Sachin Tendulkar. Short outside off stump, and he does what he always does. If it's short, if it's loose, he puts it away.
We keep saying this, that after a break, the first 15 minutes very crucial, I guess, for both teams. The Australians have to really pick themselves up after lunch. But this man, once he's got some confidence going, and a few runs under his belt, he can just continue with this kind of attacking flair.
No, he's not. No, he's not. He has absolutely smashed that one away. Not that short either. He decided he needed one to have a look at. The second one disappeared in the direction of square leg. In fact, it was closer to mid-wicket. Second boundary since the lunch break.
He's such a clever player. He's realized, he's sensed that the bowler has not yet found his rhythm after lunch. A little rusty perhaps. Gillespie and Sachin Tendulkar has seen it. And he has seized the opportunity.
Well, that's a good drive. He's going to beat mid off. That's 4. That's another 4. That's his half-century, the second half-century Tendulkar in this match. What a player he is. The little master is at it again. A gem of an innings in the first innings, a more cautious knock so far in the second, and the whole of Mumbai celebrates.
This is a test match and a crucial stage.
Short delivery, pulled it away down towards square leg. They're running this time. And it's going to get there. That's another 4. The deficit now 19. He does wait for that loose ball, and when it arrives, boy, doesn't he smash it away for 4. And then the stadium together signal his 4s. Have a look at this, right in front of square there, and sufficiently in front of square to beat the fieldsman. Short one, it's in the air. Oh, he's got him. That's the end of Tendulkar. Tendulkar has mishit the pull shot. That is the end of Tendulkar. That could be that definitely could be the dismissal that makes the difference. He is devastated. Tendulkar looked up towards the sky as if to say, how could I possibly have done that? Short delivery, and he looked as if he was trying to get it away in front of square. I don't know whether his bat ended up scooping it up, but for some reason he never really hit it very hard. Did it hit Langer? It must have hit Langer. I think it did. It hit the forward short leg, and what a catch. Brilliantly taken. Ponting, what a catch this is. That is an incredible catch, and it's cricket like that has turned matches for Australia for a long time now. Ponting was out there, and he was actually calling out from his position, 1 wicket will do it, guys, 1 wicket will do it. Just before this ball was bowled, little did he know that he was going to be the chap called upon to make the catch. And there it goes, a little unlucky for Sachin. Boy, what a catch. That is absolutely incredible. Full length and 2 hands, and Ricky Ponting knows the significance of what he's just done.
Tendulkar could consider himself a little bit unfortunate. A ball that should have been hit for 4 was probably going to the boundary, the middle of the back of Justin Langer, and Ricky Ponting, what a beauty at mid-wicket. But the desperation that Ponting showed was very, very important. Well, with that wicket, it brought the Indian captain, Sourav Ganguly, to the crease. And if ever he had a chance to step up, if ever he had a chance to show that he was leadership quality, this was the time to do it. Sadly for India, and sadly for Ganguly himself, that wasn't to be the case. And in fact, the remainder of the team, they suffered as well.
War got the wicket of Tendulkar in the last over, but don't forget, it was Warne who got Ganguly in the first innings, so straight away Steve Waugh wasting no time.
Yes, getting on with the pressure, because I think all of them realize that this is that kind of wicket where you get 1 wicket, you're in line or definitely up for a couple more, and it takes some doing to get set on a wicket like this. Once you get set, things become a lot easier.
Get there, Alf.
And he's off the mark here. Wrapped on the pad, that's going to be close. Not out, says the umpire. Warne continuing. They're never in control. A problem here. He's in trouble. The finger has been raised. An awful mix-up here. Shouts of yes and no. Ganguly went through for the single. And big trouble here for the Indians. Mix-up has led to a run-out.
This is quite unbelievable. This is quite ridiculous, in fact. There he goes for a massive hit. It's a definite run, but he's just not ready for it. Rahul kept running, and Ganguly just didn't. And eventually also didn't try hard enough to...
Lakshman is the new man, and he's up against Mark Waugh here. Did that carry. Good attempt by Steve Waugh. Sharp chance, one would imagine.
It's never easy in that back foot short leg position, but this is a direct edge, and Steve Waugh anticipated perfectly. It carried, got his palm behind it.
That's an excellent shot from BVS Laxman. He's the sort of player who could turn things very quickly for India.
Tough to walk in and play like that straight away, but he's done it. Comes off a stunning domestic season, so he's in very good form. And the Yorker nearly, and punched nice and straight. Sometimes selectors pick players a couple of months too late, but this man's been picked in very good form.
Excellent shot. Well, he's got to just cast his mind back to the way he played in Sydney against the Australians. I don't say that he'll be able to play the same sort of innings, but the same sort of approach would do him the world of good.
It's the mental approach of playing positively that worked for Hayden and Gillespie yesterday. Laxman, consecutive boundaries, bad ball, but he's made the bowler pay. It's the most important aspect.
Not quite off the middle this time. Then McGrath, no, in fact, he's not going to pull it back. That just kept going.
Just nicely played away. Just placed nice enough to get the couple of runs to McGrath. And scores a level.
Big shout there, and the nod has come from Venkatragavan. He says you're on the way, and that was a very good piece of wicket keeping.
Just been talking about Gilchrist. Mark Waugh got one in, and that's the area that we've been talking about leaving him vacant. Backward point, let the batsman try and cut. It's not vacant, but just went straight on. And it's the extra bounce that caused Laxman some problems, and Gilchrist going up with the ball off the edge of the bat. Very good catch. So Laxman, after being dropped on naught by Steve Waugh, is out for 12.
Well, that's bowled him. Hit off stump, in fact. Rahul Dravid just losing a bit of concentration there. I think you'll find that he's missed one that got to him on the full, which is a cardinal sin when you're batting against a leggy bowling around the wicket.
Shane Warne's been looking for that dismissal from ball one this morning, where he began by bowling around the wicket to Tendulkar, and because Dravid doesn't want to hit, he waited for it, he tried to sweep it around and hit the rough, and spun enough to hit the off stump.
That lead is one. Nayan Mongia at the crease, batting in his normal position at number 7. And he's going the same way as the Australians went. Off the mark with a 6.
And he left the field last night with what he thought was a broken thumb. Lovely strike at the ball. He is a good, clean, crisp hitter. Two youngsters to please. Something to smile about, which they haven't had for the last half an hour or so. And hitting with the trajectory and the spin. Mark Waugh continuing.
Down the wicket he goes again. Plays it through the offside nicely. Got to that one on the 4. Lovely drive. This is what they've got to do. Down the order, I think you've got to play some shots. Take a leaf out of the Aussie book. There's more fun in it. Righto, well, Ajit Agarkar now is, I think this is where his best chance lies, against the off spin of Mark Waugh. Perhaps he should have a go over the top with the spin. So they're the Noughts, 2 in Melbourne, 2 in Sydney, and 1 at Wanghetti. Oh, he's going to go bowl him. He's bowled him out. He's bowled him out. That's 7 in a row. Nyan Mongi is creating a record here that's going to take a while to beat. Correction, it's Agaka creating a record here, which is going to take some beating. A deep, deep breath there from him. 7 ducks in a row against Australia. This has been a nightmare for him. He'll still be lying in his bed when he's 70 years of age remembering this. Straight back down the wicket, straight down the ground. That's well played. 4 runs, right at the meat of the bat.
That's the line. I think they may have gone past the leg stump now. Has there been an edge? Yes, there is. He's given him out. Lesty finally got the decision he wanted. He asked. And it looked like Mongia may well have started to walk. He showed no desire with that broken thumb to really get behind it and play a sane innings. And Gillespie, unsure, I think, there as to whether it was the inside edge or the outside edge, but it certainly went past leg stump.
Well, this was a surprise, Hooksy. It doesn't. It was on the cards. And yes, one of the reasons why the new ball was taken.
And got him around the wicket, nice and full, and he played over the top of it all. And the stump has gone backwards. So Sangvi makes a duck. McGrath to Srinath. And it's missed the stump. Well, if he's going to bat like this, there's no reason for Srinath really to be there, Sanjay. He can only do some damage to his finger. If he's just going to run away with one hand on the bat, then he may as well not be there.
Maybe some respect for Glenn McGrath, and thinks he can respond with a wicket. The great bowler, because apart from that, it's really pointless for him to continue batting like that.
Well, really isn't doing himself any favours, or I guess his team any favours either. He keeps looking at the change rooms, does Srinath. He may well have been forced to go to the middle, but from an injury perspective, if India now look like going 1-0 down in the series, they certainly need Srinath playing in the next 2 test matches. Although I must admit, it's going to be pretty hard for him to get smacked on the fingers, given that it's a long way away from the bat. And he stopped it. So this is just more frustrating and annoying.
Just a reminder, it's a fractured finger that Srinath has under those batting gloves.
And that's got him. Finally, Glenn McGrath with a slow ball and a more accurate delivery. He steeled himself to bowl accurately right at the stumps. He knew that Srinath wasn't going to be anywhere near there. He slowed it down. He made sure that it was on line. And that's the final wicket for India.
This would have been the easiest wicket for Glenn McGrath. He just had to get that ball in the right place. Srinath, of course, was looking to get back, and he was looking in the direction of the dressing room. Wasn't too happy staying out there.
India all out for 219, leaving Australia a target of 47. For Australia, the bowlers, they spread the wickets around. Mark Waugh, a bit of a surprise packet. He took 3 wickets and the important wicket of Sachin Tendulkar. McGrath 2. Gillespie, he finished up with 3, and Shane Warne just the 1 wicket for 60 off 28 overs. Australia's target, 47. Let's go to the run chase late on day 3. Matthew Hayden, he's facing Yavagal Srinath.
So all set now for the Australian second innings to get underway. 47 required. That's a fine shot. First runs on the board for the Australians in the second innings. Good confident drive there from Matt Hayden. And he starts off with a boundary too. And race away to the boundary. There's no third man. That's up in the air. It'll reach the boundary. It's gone straight over the keeper.
and out of the reach of any of the fielders close in.
Oh, he's had a go at that one. That's a great shot. It's a flat six to mid-wicket. Magnificently played. What a game Matthew Hayden has had. And what confidence. I think his confidence you can see in this shot. Absolutely on top of his game at the moment. Look at this.
Well, this was the shot that really set the tone for Australia in the first innings.
Well, he's hit that one way down towards square leg. I think that'll be 4, just short of the boundary, and just in time to welcome our DD National viewers. I think he's going to check on it, umpire Venkat Raghavan. Well, those of you who have just joined on DD National have only just joined in time. This one smashed away. It bounces once and then over the line. So that's 4. 5 of these 16 test matches would have been won in 3 days, which is quite incredible. 4 4-day tests as well. That's it. Australia have won 16 test matches in a row. They've won this one in great style. There's absolutely no doubt about that. At one stage they looked as if they were going to have a fair bit of trouble winning it. The man in your picture there, Adam Gilchrist, has played a major role, and you can see there the celebration. This is a big victory, described as the final frontier by Steve Waugh. Well, they've taken the first step to conquering it. The Australian captain has had so much success out there, shaking the hands of the Indians as they come off the ground. Of course, everyone will now gather out there, and there'll be one of these presentations, these wonderful presentations that you see all across this country. Shane Warne bowled so well in the first innings, determined to rectify his record here, and by the end of the series he will. Ben McGrath there, and Gillespie, and of course, well, there he goes. He's running across to that's Gilchrist running across, I think, towards the crowd over there, and he's probably got some relatives in that section, and he's just acknowledging their support.
Firstly, I'd like to ask Sourav Ganguly to come up, please. Disappointing start, Sourav. Plenty of work to be done.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought they played better cricket than us, and they won.
You had your chances in this test match, especially when you had Australia at 99 for 5.
Yeah, absolutely. We had a chance when they were 99 for 5, but Adam Gilchrist played an outstanding knock. You can't do much when somebody plays like that, and hats off to him.
Well, you've got a week now before the start of the next test. Which are the areas you think you'll have to work up on?
I think we have to work on our overall cricket. We should have batted a bit better on the first innings. We got a good chance when we were put in, because we always knew the wicket would turn. Anyway, it's one test match. We've lost. We've got 2 to go. We'll come back.
Good luck for the next test, Sourav.
Thanks, Rob.
Sourav Ganguly, the captain of the Indian team. I'd now like to ask Steve Waugh to come up, please. Steve, if you can come up, please. Well, many congratulations, Steve. A superb performance by your lads.
Yeah, outstanding team performance. The commitment by the team was first class, and I think that's one of the best test matches I've been involved in.
Now the gamble paid off, fielding first.
Yeah, it was a bit of a gamble, but we had faith in our bowlers, and you know, we've got a pretty good side there, and you know, we followed our plans really well. The first day was pretty vital. 4 wickets in the first session set it up, but 2 outstanding innings from Matthew Hayden and Adam Gilchrist really set it up for us today.
The game was evenly balanced at that stage, wasn't it? 99 for 5.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Probably, in fact, it might have been India's way at that stage, but yeah, 2 of the best test match innings I've ever seen. So that really set us up and got us going for today.
Well, we know about Adam Gilchrist. He's done that in the past for Australia, but Matt Hayden, good effort.
Yeah, look, it's not surprising. You know, he's been threatening to make that breakthrough in Test cricket, and I think you'll see a lot more innings like that in the future.
Well, 16 matches on the trot. What's the key ingredient that keeps the Aussies going?
The team, there they are. It's a great team. You know, we're together. There's 20 guys, not just the 11 guys in the field, and we all believe in ourselves.
A week off now. You got to play the board President's 11. Looking forward to that game.
Yeah, we want to keep the ball rolling and make sure we play well in that game, and obviously the series is the most important thing, so we want to get out there and play positive cricket in that second test.
Good luck for the next test, Steve. Well done here.
Thanks, Ravi.
Steve Waugh, the captain of the Australian side. I'd now like to ask Cammy Smith, the match referee. He's the adjudicator for the Man of the Match award. Cammy, your choice and your reasons for it.
First of all, let me congratulate Australia on their 16th consecutive win. Well done, Australia. This was a wicket, not easy for batting, and bowlers were expected to take wickets. So pride of place must go to the batsmen. For India, Sachin played well in both innings, 76 and 65. But for Australia, those two great knocks by Hayden and Gilchrist swung things Australia were. But for Gilchrist, who really took the bowling and hit it by the scruff of the neck, and having also taken 6 wickets, 6 catches behind the wickets, my man of the match is Adam Gilchrist.
Thank you, Cammy. Adam Gilchrist, the man of the match. Adam, if you can go up and collect a cheque of 35,000 rupees from Mr. Ranjan Jain of Pepsi. And Mr. Sharad Pawar will hand over the Pepsi Man of the Match trophy. 35,000 rupees and a trophy as well. And the trophy now handed by Mr. Sharad Pawar, the president of the Mumbai Cricket Association. Well, Adam, many congratulations. Tremendous innings. You missed out in some of the games earlier, in the side games, but when you went out there yesterday, it seemed as if you went out with a definite game plan.
Yeah, it was, I guess we were in a little bit of trouble, and I guess survival was the main thing, and Matty looked comfortable at the crease, so I had a bit of a scratchy start, but managed to hang in there, and then our aggressive plan came off, so it was very pleasing.
How difficult was the pitch when you first went out there, because the ball was turning, bouncing, Australia had lost 4 wickets quickly?
Yeah, I guess it was a threatening pitch for the spin bowlers right from day one, and you know, I thought the spinners in the Indian side were always anything could have happened really, so we just decided to be very positive and try and be aggressive and put the pressure back on them, and fortunately it came off.
Now this is an important tour for you, even as a keeper, because the tracks are turning. You've done a pretty good job. Good experience?
Great experience, yeah. It was the lead-up games were a learning curve for a lot of us, and fortunately we learnt from those games and took that into the test match. But yeah, it's a tough tour over here for Australians coming into new conditions, but you know, pay credit to our bowlers too. You know, Warney as a spinner, but also the quicks, they did a terrific job and proved that you know, anyone can be successful anywhere if they bowl in the right areas. So you know, it was a great team effort.
You must be thinking this is an easy game of test match cricket. You've played 14 tests, 14 wins.
Oh, no, I'd never say it's easy. I think it's 15 actually, Ralph, too. So, yeah, but no, never say it's easy. That was a hard game, and you know, credit to the Indians. They put up a tough fight. We haven't had any easy wins in that run of success, but thanks to our supporters, Lukey Sparrow and the band of guys over there. You know, everywhere we go, they're there. So, you know, it's really terrific, and you know, we're enjoying it. Hopefully we can keep it up.
Well done, Adam. Good luck for the next test match. Fantastic effort here.
Thanks, mate.
And there they are, the Australian team, doing what they always do. Grab hold of the Man of the Match award more often than not.